first question? No takers? Scott's got one. Here you go, Scott.
Scott again. So how deeply are you, or how much testing have you done on your distribution model, getting farmers to do the deliveries? Have you had any experiences there?
We've had produce delivered to town, and so far it's worked. They've been happy, but it's really been only farmers that have been very close to town. So the feature of having produce runs, where a set quota is, that it allows those farmers that are not as close to town to fill an order, and when it's big enough, they can do it.
I had a question while I'm making my way over there. What sort of regulations have you run into with somebody selling food to the end consumer? Like if I got a bunch of tomato plants in my backyard, can I just sell them, or what sort of regulations do I have to overcome with that?
We haven't come across any yet, so I'll let you know.
So Uber just announced last week that they're going to start something called Uber Fresh, and they have a couple that maybe saw that, and they're basically putting it out there so that they can do small errands with drivers. Have you thought about adding a feature or somehow coordinating with Uber Fresh or something similar? I think Uber Fresh is starting in Kansas City or something, but have you thought about how maybe you could coordinate so the farmer doesn't necessarily need to, where if, you know, Betty Sue down the street, I don't know, that sounds like a country name, is going to make a run into town, she can maybe coordinate that, and, you know, because then you create almost like another separate labor industry alongside that, and then there could be a bid for the delivery prices. So again, because the farmer could potentially end up driving considerable different distances if it's a whole bunch of smaller, and that can use, you know, gas prices and all that stuff. I'm sure you've thought about that, but and also the second part to that is, what's the name of the organic beef company in Iowa here? And they do the grass-fed beef company. They drop off right over here at New Wallace Farms. So I mean, have you thought about accessing? I mean, clearly you have, but you accessing those farmers markets to, like, that's like a hub or a meeting place. So there's only the farmer makes one trip, and so that there's something on the website that says, hey, we're going to coordinate a meeting place as opposed to me delivering to your door.
Yeah. The first part about Uber, we have thought about Uber and how we can work with them, but we're just trying to concentrate on our own business. Early customer discovery, we thought that farmers wouldn't want to do the delivery, and it turned out that they did. And we're taking $10 for the marketplace for the delivery to happen. So yeah, they were pretty happy with that, and it's working so far. Second part of the question was farmers market. Yeah. So on the marketplace and the produce run, they can specify where the drop-off point is. So we can work in with farmers markets. Yeah. Does that answer all? Perfect. Cool. All right.
Have you considered expanding your market? Is it specifically, I'm sorry, I got coffee. Is it just residential, or is it to businesses as well?
Yeah, like a restaurant could buy, but we're not going to do a line of credit.
How about school systems? I've worked with some local school systems that do buy local and do have local initiatives, so that could be an opportunity there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, with other government systems, I mean, prison industries, hospitals.
Yep, no, we're looking to whoever's wishing to buy local produce, make that accessible to them. So, yeah, we're happy to talk after if you have any leads. Cool, thank you.
Hi, my name is Dennis. Do you have an option for the seller to offer shipping along with the purchase?
We have the options in the, maybe could be more specific, but the vendor has, they can manage their own inventory and the shipping options in their dashboard. So they can add what price they want to do the delivery for, and in some items they can do it across America. I don't know, does that answer your question, or you want to?
I think there's a big opportunity for people that can ship dry goods and not have to deliver at all, and increase their business volume by being able to ship.
Are you talking about individuals doing the shipping? I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand the question.
Yeah, the sellers, the farmers shipping it somewhere that's maybe inconvenient to drive to. So.
Oh yeah, they can, if they specify the price, however they choose to get it there is their prerogative.
Question on how far along you guys are, and have you completed a transaction between a seller and a buyer at this point?
Yes, we've sold produce boxes to people in the co-op from about week 2, just for fun and learning. And we sold 10 bunches of kale last week to someone in Europe. Yeah, kale. Sorry.
What did you guys learn in that process? Were there a lot of things, theories that you had before that turned out to not be true, or?
We need to do more sales to really get a good gauge of what breaks and what doesn't. So we'll be looking for more people to buy off the website and test it out.
And if I'm a farmer or a producer, how do I get signed up, or how do I put my stuff on there?
Yeah, simple. So back at the home, from the home page, you click on Start Selling. An account and can be set up in 5 minutes. So you go there, put your details in, and then you'll get the dashboard, and you'll be able to add product, check your products, check your orders, and just manage it from that dashboard. It's really simple. I've made it really simple because that's what our farmers need.
What do you use for payments right now?
We are adding Braintree, and we take Bitcoin and we take Dwolla. We like Dwolla because it's a lower transaction fee for both parties. It supports Iowa too.
Hey, Will.
Hey.
So if I'm getting my, let's say, weekly supply of broccoli, bananas, lettuce, carrots, whatever, and I go to Hy-Vee, how is your pricing going to compare to that?
The pricing's set by the farm, so we don't dictate the price. So you have the opportunity to browse the marketplace to find the price point and producer you want.
Do you know on average, just based on what you've seen, like bundling, that kind of stuff, do you know kind of where it does compare on average?
Around the same prices that you see at the farmer's market. Yeah.
But the difference is that 20%, when you buy from the grocery store, less than 20% goes to the farmer. And we're talking 90% going to the farmer here.
So the difference is that less than 20% of the price of the produce goes to the farmer when you buy it from the grocery store versus when you're buying direct from the farmer, this is going to be at 90%. So it's a huge increase. So it's really, and ultimately we're talking about lower pricing and fresher goods. It's definitely a win-win. The consumer gets it for a little bit less money. They're getting produce from a place that they know it's coming from. I'll just take this minute to say I've been in this industry for a long time, the natural food industry for almost 20 years. And companies like Whole Foods have localizers that's a job that somebody holds in each store, and their job is to make that store feel more local. And it's great. They're doing this job of connecting the farmers, and there's a huge, 60 years ago, we didn't need to do this because we were all getting our food from the farmers 60 or 70 years ago. It's coming full circle, and so people they want to know the farmer. And the only way that stores can address that and maintain relevancy is to show you pictures of the farmers and tell you nice stories about the farmer and what good you're doing for them, and that's great. They're definitely taking it to that level. This is a bit of a threat to the Whole Foods. We buy more produce in pounds than we do petroleum. So there are millions of transactions that take place in Iowa for produce every year, and very few of those are directly to the farmer, but consumers are making their way back to this healthier awareness. Look at the stores that are moving in. You got Whole Foods, that's whole plant. That they're talking about Whole Foods. You have Fresh Market. It's about being fresh. So the consumer behavior is shifting, And this is, in my opinion, a great response to the consumer behavior shifting, and it's technologically advanced enough and simple enough that, you know, where Etsy allowed people to sell their crafts around the world, you know, direct to consumers. ProduceRun is going to allow people to sell their produce, and it could even get into, you know, cows and dairy and whatnot. And that's the interesting thing too. Your numbers were based on produce alone. I mean, food is, you know, we spend a lot on food. So when you get out of produce and you get into poultry and you get into meat segment, and then you can even get into jams and jellies in the winter season and stuff. There's a lot more upside here. So sorry to take the mic. I'm in. I'm all in on this idea.
All right, thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
Jamie Gordon with the Scent. How many Iowa farmers do you currently have in your system?
We have one farmer and 4 producers coming on this week.
And what is your marketing strategy to connect with more farmers?
We trialled Facebook last week, and that wasn't as effective as direct calling. So they are in directories, so I just call them up and chat.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Hogging the mic. Did you attend the state fair, and do you have any connections with the Farm Bureau?
Did attend the state fair. It was a lot of fun. Didn't make the majority seem to be our commercial farmers, and we're focused on small scale farmers, and we found a lot of them at the farmers markets and spoken to them and talked to them after. So that's been the most effective. And we actually set up at the downtown Cedar Rapids farmers market, and we're signing up people and giving little Jack Littles to kids, and it was a great opportunity to meet the end consumers and farmers.
Clint Tweetball with Matthew 25. I'm just curious how do you rate quality ahead of time of produce? How do people know kind of whether they're going to get high quality produce when they buy it through you?
Hi, Clint. So when you look at produce, you can see the reviews of the last people who have actually bought that. So you're looking at the reviews from people in the community. It's reviewed by the community.
So a little bit longer term strategy. Do you guys see this as a way to help promote more local, sustainable farms and communities, or have you guys thought about that, or what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely. We're wanting to obviously connect farmers and the end consumers, but we believe that in doing that and making that easy, that we can build a lot more sustainable communities. So farms are selling to end consumers, the money's going back to them, they're creating jobs, and it's sort of a turn. It just builds a stronger, self-sustainable community.
Hi, I am Nikki Henick with Dollar Beauty. I have a question about the shipping. So if I place an order with you, say I'm doing my weekly produce order, talk to me about how much shipping is and what it's based off of, and who pays for it. Is it the end consumer?
Yeah. So shipping is $10. Through our customer discovery, we learned that people were prepared to pay $10. So it's $10 fixed, and you can order as much as you like, but yeah, it's $10 initially. Yeah.
And how quickly are you receiving your produce?
Typically, it's been a day.
And time for one last question. Everybody's got a good one, or even a bad one. What's your? I got a question, then I'll ask you the last one. I won't go to her too. What's your experience been like in the United States for this? Do you see? Could you have done what you're doing in Australia, or what was the draw to come to Iowa to build your company?
Yeah, a lot of people ask that question. It's a good one. We started ProduceRun just from our own farm. We had a pomegranate tree that was full of fruit, and I couldn't give it away to any locals, but there was huge demand in the city. So Christine was buying pomegranates for $3 each, and I wanted to get this produce to the end consumer in the city. So we built a Facebook page to try and do that because we couldn't find any websites to post this produce on, and we had a lot of success with that. We had 300 likes in 9 days. Went on to sell a lot of vegetables and raw milk, actually. Whoops. So that's where the whole thing started. And we decided in America as we looked specifically for an agricultural hub, somewhere that's quite renowned for agriculture. We spoke to Eric and Dave, and we just felt there was great synergy and great partners in that. So we felt America was a lot bigger market than Australia, and we hope that this is a solution that could eventually go back to Australia. So just on that, like, the people of Iowa have been really friendly. There's been a lot of connections, and we've really appreciated it.
I don't really have a question, but maybe a suggestion, and
Yeah.
maybe you've already done this, I don't know. There's farm management companies that you might want to approach. Hertz Farm Management is a good
Okay.
one. There's co-ops throughout the state.
Yep.
I don't know if you've approached.
Spoken to a couple.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And just orchards and stuff like that. We have a good amount of orchards here in Iowa, and a lot more popping up. So
Yep.
I think you picked the right area and the right state. Have you expanded out yet, or
No.
is that kind of your plan?
That is the plan. As I was saying earlier in the slide, our plan is to embed this solution in communities that have a desire to buy local produce. So we can definitely see that being across America and beyond. But we're focused on Cedar Rapids at the moment.
Good job, Will. So wrapping up here, obviously there's a lot of people in the room, a lot of backgrounds and experience. What are some things that we can help out as a community to help move you guys forward?
We're looking to speak to more farmers every day. We would like people to use our website to buy their produce. Is there anything? No, that's about it. And like, if you have any suggestions, please email the website or reach out. Just open to suggestions and feedback from the community. But thanks for your time, and yeah.